Hello all, welcome to www.bispsolutions.com. In this series of planning tickets, today we are going to see the following problem statements. Here we have received 3 of the tickets from users. The first one, we have to write a business rule to replace all zeros with hash missing for ny entity. So see, now break this into 3 components over here. In this ticket, firstly, this is with respect to a business rule, and we have to replace in the business rule all zero with hash missing for certain entity. So when we talk about zeros with hash missing, when we see a smart view, I will show you smart view. I have already created ad hoc grid. So this is, I have created a smart view already, and I have established the connection with the planning application. Here I have logged in into the planning application with the role of service administrator, and the grid is connected with the application. Now here you see all this is hash missing over here coming. Now let me enter few of the values over here. Let's suppose here, see, first let me explain you the smart view that I have created. This is the entity, this is the product, then we've taken version dimension as working, scenario actual, HSP view as base data, year FY24 and period January, and I've taken few of the current assets. Let me now enter first some of the values over here. So I'm entering 0 for entire thing, and allowance for bad debt I am providing, let's suppose 1000, and here I will submit data. So you see right now the 0 is coming over here. So either you will find 0 or you will find hash missing. Now let me explain you what does it mean. See, if zeros are there, so it means that Oracle PBCS will understand that there is some of the data over there, although zero data, but some of the data is there. In case if we are using hash missing over here, so it will represent that in PBCS it will not store any of the database. So the ticket involves replacing zeros with hash missing. So if zero values are stored instead of hash missing, they are treated as actual data points and would take up storage in the queue. For example, like over here you can see I have submitted the values with 0. The cash account here, it has 0 value for the period January. So this will be stored explicitly in the cube, contributing to the cube size, and therefore it will take up the storage in the cube. In case we have hash missing over here, then it will not store any values in the database. Instead, hash missing values are used as placeholders indicating the absence of data. Therefore, the actual cube size will not grow due to the replacement of 0 with hash missing. In fact, hash missing does not take up any storage space in the database, unlike storing 0 values, which can consume space. See, they both means the same thing. They would not uh, they would not show any data, either if you have zeros over here or if you have hash missings. It indicates there's no data. But if hash missing is there, then it would not take up the storage space and uh, if if 0 values are there, they will consume space in the cube. So Oracle PBCS, it is basically for processing efficiency. Oracle PBCS typically ignores hash missing values in calculations and aggregations, which can improve performance in certain scenarios. For example, when performing calculations or consolidations, missing data is not included in the aggregation, which would mean fewer calculation needs to be made. So we have to, the ticket says we have to, this sort of tickets come when there is optimization required, when we want to process the efficiency of the application. So that is why we are creating a business rule over here. This will improve efficiency in reports or rules where processing a large volume of data would otherwise require calculating 0 values. So by excluding hash missing from the calculations, the system would avoid unnecessary operations. So through the navigator, we'll go to create and manage, and there we're going to create the rules. Under actions, go to new object to create a new rule or new template or any rule set you want to create. So here choose the application type, which is EPM cloud, then application name, this is vision. Then we are doing in plan 1 cube, so an object type we have to define whether it is rule or rule sets or templates. So we are creating a rule, and here we'll provide the name as replacing 0. So this rule is open for us. We have given the properties, we have given the name, and now we'll edit the script. We'll choose the edit script format. By default, HSP view is always fixed over here. We can change if we want, or if we want to fix some other dimensions, we can fix it. That means fixing means it would be applied on those dimensions. Tell you the functionality and the reason why we are using it. First we have to set update calc off over here. The commands and script are available in the Oracle docs. You do not have to memorize it. Now I will put it in off. Set update calc off. Now in Oracle SBS, set update calc is a calculation script command that determines how SBS handles dependent calculations for blocks that have been updated, like after a data load. Now there are two options. Set update calc on, we can put it in on, or we can even write it here off. Now if we are using it set update calc on, then SBS would calculate only the updated blocks, data blocks that have been modified. Now if a block has not been updated, its dependent calculations will not be re-executed in case we are putting it in on. And this is going to help in optimizing the performance for calculations after data loads or updates are done. And if you want to improve calculation script performance by focusing only on updated blocks, in case we choose set update calc off, then it will ignore whether blocks are updated, and it would recalculate all the blocks as usual. This is useful when you want to ensure that all calculations run regardless of whether the blocks have changed. So you need to recalculate everything, whenever you want to recalculate everything to ensure there's consistency. Then we use set update calc off. Now I'm putting it for this formula. I'm making it for all the dimensions. That is why I'm not fixed here. I fixed only one of them, and all the dimensions member except for the scenario. We are going to test this formula in the actual scenario. That's why over here I'm going to use actual. Or like if you want to test it on just sales member, you can use the sales over here. So we have to replace zeros with hash missing. We will close the rule with end if and end fix. So this rule says, firstly we have set update calc off. That means it will recalculate all the blocks, even those that were not modified. In case here if I've selected update calc on, then it would ensure only whichever updated blocks, like here for example actual. Here we've taken this member actual. If actual is changed to hash missing, then only it would have been calculated if I've chosen over here on. Then here for actual we are making a comparison. We are giving a comparison if this actual member is equal to, we've taken it 2 times equal, that means it's going to compare. So in writing, while writing such scripts, the double equal sign, this is used to indicate the comparison while a single equal sign, it is used for assignment. So if you want to assign a value to a variable or member, you would use a single equal sign. And if you want to use for comparison to check if two values are equal, then we're going to use this double equal sign. So here we are making comparison, and this is a part of conditional logic. If since we are using a conditional logic, if over here if statement we are using, so this equal to writing equal twice, this is a part of conditional logic. So here this means for the actual member, if we are comparing, if this is whenever this actual member it will compare it with 0, then it would replace it with hash missing. This is a simple logic of the rule that we are writing. So firstly I will validate this. Okay, this one, okay, here, oh, oh, syntax is missing. Let me here, over here I have to write, give a bracket, close this bracket. Okay, now this has been validated and there's no error found and it's saved. Now we'll deploy the rule. So this is also done. Okay, now let's go to the smart view. Over here you see all these 0. To now for better understanding, I will make one more, take another member, because for this member we haven't provided the calculation, we haven't provided the rule. Okay, I think the application has changed because project is coming over here. Let me check the application first. Okay, one dimension has got added. This projects. Okay, DP1. Okay, let me submit few of the values over here also. we'll keep all of these 0, and for bed dates I'll here submit 2000. Now let's launch the rule. Okay, so it has been successfully launched. Now we will go and see the smart view result. Now if you see, we have made this rule for actual scenarios. So for wherever the zeros were there in actual scenarios, it has replaced it to hash missing. And in the plan scenario, we have not provided any rule. So this is how we solve such kind of tickets. Let's go to our second ticket over here. Now this is we have to change ad hoc option no data with data not loaded. So ad hoc option, when we talk about ad hoc options, there is it refers to smart view as well as it refers to the ad hoc grid which is created in the application. So here in this smart view ad hoc grid, if you want to make any changes in the in viewing of data, so basically you have to go to options, and in data options you can see here this is the replacement. You here they for all wherever there would not be any data, for no data or for missing, here there's a drop down where you can create a number of requirements which is needed by the business. Right now there is option of hash missing, numeric 0, no data. So here we can, in spite of like hash missing, we can choose this option no data and click on OK over here and refresh it. So wherever there would be hash missing, it would get replaced by no data. So this way you can change the ad hoc grid data option views. This is one thing you can do. Second thing, when it talks about ad hoc options and you have to change the ad hoc options from no data with data not loaded, so here in the application we go to user preferences. Under tools you'll find user preferences. Basically the application is there are many users which are using the application, and for day-to-day work they might not understand these terminologies when it is no data. They want to make it simpler. So if you want to replace with data not loaded, it is simpler for the user. So this is the user preference where all the necessary changes required can be done. Like you can provide suppressions, you can provide the ad hoc options over here. Then precision is how many decimal places you want the currency or percentages to be. Then here there's replacement of data view. If there is no data, it will show you as no data. Now the ticket says this should be replaced with data not loaded. So here, okay, first this is no data. Let's check in the ad hoc grid what it is showing. I will keep it as no data itself, and here let me create one ad hoc grid for you. So under data you get the option to create ad hoc grid. First choose the cube. So plan 1, for plan 1 we are going to create ad hoc grid. Now you can From this drop down you can select the members. This is base data. I will take the scenario as plan, version working, let's say we'll take this product X and projects DP1. This is FY24 and period we'll keep it as Jan. Entity will take 110. I'll take one of the account. So okay, from here I will select the member for account. We'll take cash and marketable securities here. Let's see, so you can see here no data is there. No data option is coming for both the assets over here. Because there in the user preference we have chosen no data. Now it might happen that the users who were working in this application, they might not understand, so we can change this view options. From here you can submit the data, any data you want to, you have entered input, you have done input over here, you can submit data from here. So right now you can see no data option is coming. To change this option, I will go to the preference again. So I showed you in the ad hoc grid no data was coming because here in the preference, user preference, it has been chosen as no data. So we'll change this, and the ticket says no data has to be replaced with data not loaded. Okay, so we have replaced no data with data not loaded, and I will save this option. And now we'll go to the ad hoc grid again. From data we will go and create ad hoc grid, and then now we will see how this change in the user preference would affect the ad hoc grid. See over here, there's no data. Already I have not chosen the POV, and it straight away it is providing us data not loaded. So wherever there would not be any data, right, initially it was showing us no data, but in the user preference you can go and change it. So I will even take the members to for a better understanding, I will choose the members here. We initially we took the plan version. We are taking plan scenario. We will take the same POV that I have taken earlier. So you see the ad hoc grid options for viewing the data has been changed. Now you, for wherever there is no data, you will view data not loaded. So this is how we can make changes in the ad hoc grid. Now we'll come to our third ticket, which is quite simple. You are loading data using EPM Automate, but job name does not exist. So we have already done numerous tickets on EPM Automate, but here the job name does not exist. So we'll go into the application and we'll create the job for EPM Automate. We won't be running EPM Automate right now because we have already taken many sessions and we have solved many tickets on EPM Automate. But here the ticket doesn't involve anything in EPM Automate error. It says that since the job is not being created and we have to run some data load, or we have to run anything, any commands we are giving, any action that we are automating through EPM Automate, it has to require a job. So for that we have to create job first before running EPM Automate. So here and under application cluster, go to overview, and you have to choose dimensions. Now there is under action tab is there. Okay, now if you're importing metadata, then you will go into this dimension. Right now I'm importing this ticket, basically concerns with loading data. Okay, we are loading data. So for data we're going to click on import data. And we'll create here the import data options. Go click on create, and here you will get the options. How do you want to import? Either through local, you can do it local system, or you can place your file initially itself. You can place your file in the, you can upload your file in the inbox. So either of the ways, but since here we are doing it through EPM Automate, we'll choose inbox, and then source type would be default. The file type depends whichever file you're choosing. If it is .csv, you have to select comma delimited, or tab delimited. Then here let's suppose I'll provide a file name, and let's say we are loading data for the month of Jan. So data Jan .csv with the file extension, we have to give the name over here, source file name, and we have to be sure that this is the date format that we keep in the file. Now after providing these details, we have to save it as job. This is the problem statement that we are solving. This job was not created, so we have to create a job. So here I will provide the name, the same name as we have the file name. Here I will make it as job underscore data gen, and we also have to provide here error name. This is because there are so many jobs running in the system. EPM Automate has to know for which job the commands have been provided. That is why it is important to, this is mandatory over here to provide the job name. Error file name, this is optional, but it is recommended because any error which concerns with this particular uh, task, you will get to identify it with this error name. So here I will make it as data gen. So we have given the job name and we've given an error name, and I will save this. So you see here you will find the job name. Now when you will run EPM Automate, you have to provide this job name over there, and you can see the status of this job from the job cards over here. This job, this has been created, close this, and once you run it, after running it from this jobs card, you can view the status of this job running, or it is pending, or if there is any error coming, it will show you. Okay, so right now we are not running any of the EPM Automate commands. This ticket was basically concerned with creating a job name. So that's how we solve such kind of tickets. That's it for today. If you have any queries, you may contact at www.bspsolutions.com. Thank you.